So it's nice and early in the morning, and we're on a brand new river today, so I'm a little bit excited. There's some Civil War activity in this area, so we're going to look along the riverbanks a little bit and see what we can see. We might go up in some swamps and see if we can find some bullets and artillery shells and who knows what else. We're also going to look for bottle dumps. I just put in, I noticed there were some bottles on the bank back there. They didn't look too old, but we're going to check them out on the way back up the river. I thought I might as well get the video started. Pretty cool here. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of stuff yet, but the day is young. Saw something down there I thought it was an alligator, but did see a giant alligator a few days ago. Not on this river, but not too far from here. Makes me think twice about going in that water right there. That thing was huge. It was bigger than my boat. Could easily have eaten me. All right. We're gonna go down a little bit further, turn around and work our way back upriver. Came down the bank here and I noticed up on the side, I saw this little disc and it looked just like the base plug to a Borman fuse, but I think it might have been plastic, so it's probably not that, but we need to check. It's up here somewhere. Look for bullets too. There could be, yeah, there it is right there. Look, is it? No, I don't think it is. Yeah, there's another one right there. Something somebody's using for sinkers. Wait, see if I can grab it without falling in. Oh my God, look at this. Let's see if we can get it. All right, what do you think it is? Look at the side of that hook. Must be after gators. That's a monster, huh? Yeah, I'm not sure what these are. Little discs of lead with holes in them. I might save that as an example. I'm not going to put it up there, that's where I put my camera. I might save that as an example of some of the goofy things that people use for sinkers. I have a weird collection. Alright, we're almost to where we want to go, and then we'll turn around and head back up. Well, it looks about as dangerous as can be. Look at those spikes sticking out of the water. Hit that with a boat unsuspecting, you'd be unhappy. This is an interesting little dump that I passed, and I wanted to stop. Hook my boat here on a cypress stump, or knob, I guess they call them. And it's just really a cool looking little place. Look, you can see this beaver in here. You can see where they cut the cypress. I don't think it's a very old dump though, unfortunately. I had to get rid of that hook with those two sinker things on it because I jammed in my pants twice. I figured that was enough. Isn't this neat? That's just so cool. Look at that. Look at these trees. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very old. A lot of plastic and stuff up in there, I can see. I saw some older bricks though, so I was a little bit hopeful, but nah, that's just modern stuff. There's garden hoses and... But sometimes you can find some old stuff. Or they dump the new stuff. Alright. Had about enough of this place. How about you guys? Yeah, just modern stuff. Love these old cypress trees though, they're so cool. I'm not sure if those would be Civil War or not. I'm not sure how fast cypress trees grow. I don't think they grow really fast though. Now they live a long, long time. Alright, back to the boat. Never get out of the boat. Well, there's my first squeaker of a signal. I can see it actually. 51. So we know it's probably not a Civil War bullet, and it isn't. This is a modern bullet. I can tell already by looking at this groove right here that goes all the way around it. I can see there's like little slash marks inside called cannelures. That was a post-Civil War invention. So this is just a fired post-Civil War bullet. Could be 1880s, could be 1930s, could be 1960s. We just don't know. I actually just shot a video sequence and realized the camera was not on, so I'm going to recreate it slightly. I had a nice signal here. It's iron, but it's pretty solid, 27. And I looked down, I could see an iron ball. Now I already picked it up. As like I said, for some reason I didn't turn on record. But this is a piece of Civil War canister shot. Some people would call this grape shot, but it technically is not grape shot. That was fired out of a cannon, like a big shotgun. And behind me is where the Confederate troops were lined up. And the Yankees are shooting at them with this stuff, the cannons. So they would have been right across the river there, you know, further back. But our first Civil War piece of the day, and maybe even the trip. It's not been a great trip for me. I've had a lot of problems. That's where I found that piece of canister shot, and I moved over just a little bit and I hear another decent signal. It's reading like high 50s, well it was, 60s. Sounds like lead, I would suppose. It's kind of about where the smaller bullets read, so it could be a mini ball down in here. What we'll do is, I don't think it's very deep. I should have gotten it, I suppose. Alrighty, let's see. Could be a modern bullet too. Oh, there it is. I missed it. Almost hit it with my hammer. Can you see it? I do. It's right there. Look. I think it's going to be a mini ball. Oh, yes. It is a fired bullet of some sort. I would imagine that's probably a... I'll have to wash it off a little bit, but... a fired ball of some sort, probably from the Civil War. It looks almost melted on this side, but this side wouldn't be cut quite like that, so... that could be a piece of canister, lead canister from a cannon, or just a musket ball that hit something hard. That's a good sign though, huh? Always filling your holes. Don't want people knowing that you're digging good stuff here. And, alright, let's keep working our way right down through here. This is awesome. I had a little squeaker here. It didn't sound like it was very good when I first heard it, but it sounds a lot better now. And, I guess it was just because it was deeper than I thought it was. So somewhere down in here, we have something. I don't think I've dug it up yet. Yeah, it's still here. Yeah, see, it's still deeper. There it is. Just reach down there with our bare fingers. Hopefully it's not a bottle top. Should never do this, chitlins. Need to put some gloves on, I suppose. That's weird, I thought I would have felt it by now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the, this is all sand, so. That's interesting. Alright, let's whack it with a hammer. Till it's early in the morning. And the place that I went to get my coffee did not have a decent coffee. I was very disappointed in that. Hopefully that's not a bottle top. I think we might have gotten it by now. Let's see. Nah, that's good. It's big, whatever it is. A lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Need to be really careful with this, I suppose. More careful than I just was. Alright. Yeah, I feel something. It sounds like it feels like a can or something down there, doesn't it? You can't feel it, can you? Big piece of iron, though. Alright, you can see some rust down in there and some type of piece of iron. It's kind of angular, though, so I don't think it's any part of a cannonball or anything. I'm going to go ahead and dig it out with a shovel. Save some time. And then I'll show you what it is. So I went ahead and washed it off, and this is what it is. It's a big chunk of iron. I have no idea how old it is or what it goes to. And I also washed off that little piece of lead I just found back here a few minutes ago. And it looks like a fired round ball that hit something really hard. Alright, cool. We'll go ahead and fill this back in. I tried going out into the river some, but it's very, very muddy. It's loose mud. So I don't think I'm going to be able to find a whole lot, except for very big things like cannonballs. So if I if I start finding a lot of fragments and stuff, maybe we'll go out there and look a little bit more, but there's just cans down pretty deep, and they're no fun to dig. Not when you're digging good stuff. So I got a big old iron signal right here. That sounded pretty sweet. But then I happened to look over to here, and that's a big window weight. So either someone has already dug this up and thrown it up on the bank, or it washed out of the bank, I'm not sure, but this is probably another window weight, I would guess. See what it reads. Okay, let's look. This is one way we can kind of get an idea. We'll compare the signals. So it's reading in the 30s basically, right? What'd you say, mid-30s? See what this does. Yeah. Upper 30s, right around 40. So I'm assuming this is going to be another window weight, but we have to dig it up just to make sure it's not a piece of a cannonball. Unfortunately, this is going to be tough to do with one hand. Alright, camera's off, and I'll show you what it is when I get it up. And that's exactly what it is. It's another window weight. You look right here, you can see would have a hole in the sand. That's where rope would go through. And they would hang this inside of a wall of a house. So this would be a counterweight to the windows because they had very heavy windows. So it made it much easier to lift the windows and to put them back down again when you had a counterweight. You also had counterweights in wells too. A lot of people don't realize that, but I'm going to go ahead and set these up in that tree right there. I guess I could rebury it, I don't know. I've never seen one with a point on the end. That's kind of odd right there. You ever seen one with a point on the end? Maybe it's just rusted out. Alright, back at it. We might go across to the other side and try it just for a few minutes. That was the Yankee side. I think most of the firing was coming this way, but you never know for sure. Sorry about the sweaty bow on this Aquachigger. Sorry about the sweaty Aquachigger in this video, but it is getting really hot. It's only about 9:30. And it's going to be a steamer today. But I want to show you something kind of interesting here. I've been getting a lot of comments on other videos about this phenomena. See this little stream coming out here? And it's just gross looking orange stuff. This is actually a naturally occurring phenomena. It looks like some type of horrible pollution, but what it is iron bacteria, or at least the staining from it, I guess, from decomposing logs and whatnot that are up there in a swamp. When these trees get covered up with muck, they start to decompose, and a certain type of bacteria helps them decompose, and it stains the water orange. So it looks like some horrible, horrible pollution, but it really isn't. It's a naturally occurring phenomena. I first became acquainted with that at what they call a stump dump, which was an area where contractors were bringing all their stumps, cut off trees and burying them. And over the years, this stuff started leaching out from the bottom of it and going down the hills and stuff through subdivisions. And it was horrible looking, and people freaked out, and it was a mess. I think they actually had to end up digging the entire dump out to get rid of it, which cost them a lot of money. I wouldn't necessarily be drinking on that too much, but I don't know if it hurts you or not. Look at that. You know what that is? These are little chimneys made by crawdads or crayfish. When they're in an area that is very, very swampy, what they'll do is they'll build these chimneys up. And you see there's another little burrow right there. Oh, look at that. That's just repulsive, isn't it? Whoa. Of course, you have to poke it. Looks like jelly, but it's more like tapioca. It feels like tapioca. For you old timers know what tapioca is. Ooh. Alright. I don't know if it'd be any good looking up in here or not. I think this is all mine. There goes a big blue, great blue heron. Hear him squawking. This whole area was mine for the clay 100 years ago, so all the Civil War stuff probably been hauled away. This is an old dam right here. Let's look at the dam. I think it's a beaver dam, actually. Yep. This is an old beaver dam. This could be 100 years old, or 50 years old, or 20 years old. It's really hard to say. But there's nothing here now. At least they're not keeping it up, because there'd be fresh branches and stuff along here. But isn't that neat? Again, this beaver built a dam here. He backed up all the water, killed most of the trees, opened it up. Plants could grow, frogs and fishes and all kinds of stuff could live in there. There goes something right there. That's either a beaver or a muskrat. Let's go look. See it swimming away from us. We have to hurry. Hopefully we won't get bit by a water moccasin. Have to watch out for them too. Let's see if we can see them. See the waves? Yeah, it went under right here. It's not a turtle because it started over here. You can see that bubble is coming up, and it hit that spot, went under. So it's probably something hiding underneath there. I don't think it's a turtle because it was way too fast. So there could be a little beaver in here. I don't think I was. It's kind of smallish. Might have been a muskrat. Okay, cool. What do you think? See any water moccasins? Alright, let's go back and get the metal detector. I'm not going to come up in here though, because like I said, this area was mine. You can see how there's big piles of dirt right there. So this would have been all scooped out right in here. There's a chance there could be some stuff, but not as good a chance as an area that wasn't dug out already. Alright, back to the river. Hope you didn't mind the little side trip. This is kind of neat. Look at this. He built a little tiny dam right here across the mouth of this wash. Isn't that neat? Just a little guy, just a little dam. But it's all part of the same one that snakes out across there. It goes for about another 70 yards, which is a little bit more than 70 meters for you European type people. Alright, well, I guess that's the rest of the world actually, isn't it? Except for America, pretty much. For the United States. Alright, back to the river. See how sandy it is down here. That's why I'm a little bit despondent. You can't really get in the river itself because it's just, this is all just sand that's washed in and come down, so everything will be buried. We're going to go ahead and work our way up these big trees though. We'll have to go back and get the boat. Set my metal detector down. I have no idea where I set it down. Alright, I guess we're going to have to backtrack because I can honestly say I don't remember the last time I had that thing. Oh, what's that? That's something interesting. What do you think that is? Looks like the top of a stove, doesn't it? One of those plates off a stove. I don't see any way to lift it unless it's that hole right there. Not sure. There's a little bit more iron here. This could have been from the quarrying operations though. Walked right over that. Alright, where did I set that metal detector? Probably when I first saw the beaver dam. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I just ruined the whole day, didn't I? It's par for the course though. You know, when you have so much knowledge in your head like I do, I mean, I'm like a walking encyclopedia of knowledge. It's hard to remember the simple things in life, like, you know, don't forget the metal detector when you set it down. Little things like that. I'm not a walking encyclopedia. I'm pretty much a doofus. Just like everyone else. We're all doofuses in our own ways. Alright, back off. I bet I set it down when I saw the iron staining in the water. The iron bacteria. That's where it's got to be. Really do need to watch out for snakes though. Not alligators, I don't think, but snakes for sure. Yeah, this is where it was. Do you see it? Do you see the metal detector? Well, there's the chimneys. The chimneys, as my father-in-law would say. Alright. I see it. Do you see it? Look, it's right there. It's like the best find of the day so far. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program. I just picked up the metal detector right there, and there's definitely beaver here. These are big beaver tracks. You see where they went down. Look how huge those things are. Isn't that awesome? Down to the water. They're not maintaining the dam though, but they're out in the main channel for sure. Alright, back at it. This signal kind of reminds me of that canister shot we just found. Same type of signal. Definitely iron. Decent size, but not a cannonball size. So hopefully that's another piece of canister. I like canister. You should too, because it's a fine piece of history. I think it's a little bit deeper than that, probably. Probably right about that stuff. There we go. Now we're talking. Alright, let's see what we got with a pinpointer. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's in there. I think. Hopefully that wasn't a metal detector. That doesn't sound good, does it? Shut up, you. It's a battery. Look. Now, we know. We just know, don't we? Somebody with a Nautilus out here. They take 9 volts. Well, I guess so do carrots, don't they? That's some digger. I just know it is. Never the first to a place. Alright. It doesn't matter though, we already found 2 relics. A big area with some iron in it right here. This is a beautiful signal. Right in here. It's reading a little bit lower than I like for a shell, but it's about the right size. There's something else over here too. We're going to go ahead and dig this up. I'm going to have to turn the camera off. Well, there's some iron right there. Threw over the bank years ago, but it could be cannonball too. I'll let you know in just a minute. Hang in there. Drink plenty of water today, okay? I didn't bring enough for both of us, but you can have everything I have. It's all yours. All right, this is what it is. You have any idea? I really don't. I'm not thinking it's too old, though. Especially judging by the other iron that's up there as well. Someone probably just threw it over the bank here. All right, let's move on. This is beautiful, though, isn't it, with these cypress trees and all the knobs? I just love it here. Great place. All right, we're back to the boat. It's kind of funny how I went downstream about 75 yards, upstream about 100, and the only two things we found that were keepers I found right here when we first got out of the boat. Isn't that weird? All right, let's go over there for a little bit and check it out, and then we're going to come back to this side once we get around that sandbar. So I checked out the other side, and I've not found anything at all. There's a little bit of hard clay, then it drops off very deep. It's over my head just a few feet out. See, that's where an old muskrat has been eating some clams, taking them up on the bank there and eating them. Pretty cool here, isn't it? But looky, oh, we're going to have to go look at that real quick. But look over there. Look at that. Doesn't that look awesome? We're going to go over there and look around some. Those trees are huge. They could easily have been there during the Civil War. What we're going to do is we're going to go look around that bank a little bit. Then we're going to pop over the top and see if we can find any swampy areas to look around in. But first we're going to go up here because something about that just interests me. I don't know why. Kick off here a little bit. All right. Let's go check it out. I know a lot of you guys complain about how much noise this boat makes, but it's really surprising because the animals don't seem to mind it. Well, that tree might. If I can sneak right up on them. Well, I guess they know I'm coming, but they're not afraid of boats. Just like most animals aren't afraid of tractors either. Oh, there's some type of pond up there. We'll look at this real quick though. This little bank looks like we might need to detect it. Just for a minute, I don't know. It might be real muddy. What do you think? Definitely not too deep. Yeah, let's get out and look around for just a minute. See, there's a lot of clam shells, so maybe there's a nice hard bottom here. That's not too hard though. Let's get out and look. I decided to go ahead and beach the boat and let the water out because as I get in and out so much digging, of course every time I do that, all that water gets in the boat, so it builds up after a while. And if it gets too high, it gets in the fan or the whirligig thing in there that spins around and it throws water everywhere, and it'll make the motor quit for a while until it dries out a little bit. It takes about 15-20 minutes for it to dry out. Not exactly sure where it gets wet. Flywheel? I don't remember. Okay, let's grab the machines. Well, I didn't find anything there at all. Looked all along the bank and went up behind. It's just all dug out again. So we're going to go way upriver. There's another spot I want to look at. That might be more promising. I hope. It's been fun so far, though. It's been a fun little hunt. We haven't found much, but I'm enjoying myself. And I hope you are, too. I'm just kind of looking at the bank, hoping to see a mini ball or two up there. Because, of course, they'd be white because they would have been on the ground. But there's so many of those little clam shells, it's really hard to tell for sure. Not seen any more though. It's too muddy to look with a metal detector. We're going to go upriver about half a mile. Then went by that log there, saw this awesome ant. I'll show it to you if we can get to it. Alright, turn this thing off. Hold on. Hey. Alright, he's getting away from us. I'm not going to get out because I'll probably sink up to my hips here, but yeah, it's that red ant going up there. I wish he'd come back. Yeah, we'll risk it. I'm going to jump out real quick onto this log. Okay, got the boat somewhat secured. Let's see if we can go find him. It's probably too late. It took me forever to get out of the boat. Never leave the boat. Oh, there he is. He's way up here. Look. This tree has been hewn. It's kind of weird. I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. There he is. Look at this bad boy. I think it's called a red velvet ant. Positive on that, but I don't think I can get him to stop. I don't know if they bite or sting, so I'm not going to touch them. Let's jump down, make sure there's no snakes down there. Take a look. There he is. Look at him. he sees us, so he's running like crazy. I don't blame him. Come here, little buddy. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you. Alright, so this is a very interesting tree. You can see it still has the root ball on, or had, but it's also been hewn with an axe. These are all axe cuts here, all the way up. And I wonder why someone did that. Do you think they were just cutting the bark off of it? Why would it still have the root ball on it? That is smooth there, though. So this is probably a really old log. Hey, these are mini ball holes. I'll have to get the metal detector out and look. Kind of strange, isn't it? You can see it's hacked all the way up, though. Weird things you see on the river. As I was scooting along, I noticed there's a lot of bricks on the bank right here. That kind of naturally caught my interest, but I'm also seeing this drain, some type of sewer drain or stormwater drain. So those bricks could be from where they made the manholes, because that's how they did it in the old days before they used concrete. That's definitely a newer brick there. Those other ones look like they could be older, though. All right, let's go back downriver a little ways, and we're going to check out that that log that was hewn. I saw these bricks. I wanted to come up here real quick and look at these, but I think these are just newer bricks for sure. Yeah. I don't see any old pottery or anything. I was hoping there might be a house site right here, but they're taint. It's another cool looking little spot. Piece of concrete way out here. Alright, that doesn't look too interesting, does it? It's a big tree though. I was hopeful. Oh well. I think that must be the clay. Oh, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. Wow. See, people have been dumping a lot of junk in here too. There's a lot of trash and iron. Looks like maybe part of a skillet. And look at this. This is one of those links off the railroad. I find a lot of those. That one's obviously broken. I don't see anything too old, but we'll keep our eyes open because you never know what might be mixed in with that newer stuff. All right, let's keep going. Oops. Give it a quick shove off, I guess. There we go. Lots of iron stuff in here. You see, there's an old horseshoe, a bunch of pieces of iron. Obviously, I don't see anything very old. A bunch of junk up there. One of my viewers on YouTube actually told me about this spot. So this is an old dumping area right here. You can see there's all kinds of trash coming down the bank. And I don't see anything super old, but there are some old things. Like here's a horseshoe.